Hello, traders. Welcome to the live webinar here with FXDD. Thank you for joining. We're going to take, of course, a look at the financial markets and what's going on with the technicals on euro, dollar, pound, dollar, yen, of course, logically, and other instruments. Before we do that, though, please be aware of this disclaimer. It explains the fact that trading for exchange and global financial markets is considered high risk and may not be suitable for everyone. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that, and that this webinar is for informational and educational purposes only. And if you're looking to join live, check out these links. That's how you can do that. And of course, always realize that you can see the recordings and the videos that are recorded with the analysis through FXDD YouTube channel. All right, so FXDD YouTube channel and these live links. That's how you can catch everything from Nenad and myself through FXDD. So with that said, let's start and get the charts to be shared. 1 second, folks. I'm working on that. Let's see. Should be any second now. There we go. Not sure. No, you're actually seeing... that's not what I wanted. There we go. That's what I wanted. So basically, with regard to the euro dollar, we are looking at price basically rejecting with the news probably. I do think that at this moment there was an ECB news event recently, if I remember correctly, press conference and basically monetary policy statement. And there was some rejection there, price retesting the weekly pivot point, but for the moment, price is pretty bearish, price action at this moment. There was a break of this flag, but the flag really never got any follow through yet, at least, and is retracing. Now, it's still above this support. I would put the fib actually from here to here for the moment. It hasn't broken through that, but with the current price action, it's pretty bearish. So if it does push through 111, it could certainly fall further down to 110.50, 110, and make a bigger correction. In that case, I would extend the fib like this, and we could expect price to fall down into these fibs here, 110.50 for the first kind of movement. And then if it makes a bear flag, then continue lower to 110. From a trading, that's just my analysis. From trading perspective, well, downside is possible. If we see, for instance, a 4-hour candle break through it, close below 111, and then tomorrow I see a flag that goes up to 111.25, for instance, well, then that could still be good for continuation lower, and that might be worth shorting, for instance. If there is a double bottom tomorrow morning, then it could still be worth a long because it's still above support. So if it stays above 111 and there's miraculously here a bounce still, although the pressure is quite immense, if at this moment, at least, if by any chance tomorrow morning there is a fractal, 2 fractals here, that could indicate double bottom. So if today's daily candle is still, for instance, like a doji at the end of the day, I would consider still an upside trade instead tomorrow morning. So not a good timing right now for any potential trade ideas. So it depends a little bit on tomorrow morning how the price action has developed. I don't see anything right now that could be interesting. Of course, if price breaks through 111, these tops here, 111.60ish, there could be a breakout to the upside. And that is what I am mostly monitoring from a 4-hour perspective, 111.50. So if price closes above that, I see a potential breakout to the upside. That's the main thing I'm looking for from a 4-hour perspective. But it needs to close above 111.50, 111.60. So that's on my watch list, but it hasn't happened yet. Let's see if that happens later this week or beginning next week. All right. But for the moment, pretty strong price action. So that's my view on the euro dollar. Pound dollar is not really interesting price action on the pound for very long, but now broke this channel going sideways in a range, made a head and shoulders pattern, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So at this moment, could be reversal or it could be consolidation zone for an uptrend continuation. It's not that appealing at this moment. Either it has to break through 128.20 for a potential reversal. What I would like to see is a break through that. Then it will probably stop at 127.50. Then I would like to see a flag, and I wouldn't mind trading the continuation down to the 144 EMA and 125 like that. That's one way. If it still bounces at the weekly pivot point, then it's still in the range, so it could go all the way back to the top. That could again be a bouncing spot, could go sideways like that. For upside, I would need to really see a break above 129.85 and 130 before trading that upside. So I think that the upside is interesting, but I need to see that break. The upside is with the trend. So that's the main thing I'm waiting for, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen though. At this moment, there's downside pressure as well, but I wouldn't want to trade a reversal unless price is really broken below 128.20 at the very minimum. So let's see. Dollar yen. This still looking bullish to me. It broke above the triple top and still above it, and still looks like a bull flag, and tried to break above the bull flag. And that break hasn't gone too far, and it's retracing again lower. But so far, I would still say it's bullish as long as it stays above 108.25 here. This could just still be a pullback, one more pullback. So this could be, for instance, A, B, C, and this is 1, 2, and up for 3. So as long as it stays above this bottom, still looking bullish, could be wave 1, 2 for more upside. Target 109.50 up to 110. Round level, of course, 110 there. But the momentum here, the flag, price breaking above the triple top, all of that leads to bullishness. It's just very slow. I would consider it bullish until the end of this week, today and tomorrow. If it doesn't break 108.80 by the end, 108.75 by the end of this week, then the entire consolidation zone might be taking a little bit too long. I would think about whether I close it before the weekend or still hold it over the weekend. Max, I would like to see a breakout on Monday, probably. Let me count. Hang on. Let's see, 55, 6. Yeah, it's even the beginning of next week could be okay, but probably Monday, Tuesday as max, I would say. So yeah, I'm personally in this long, and I have my stop loss below this 108.22, as ECS live traders know, and hoping for some upside. Looks to me still good, but time will tell. Pound yen and dollar CAD are on the list. And Adrian was asking on your dollar. Sorry, I'm applying Fibonacci extension. This is a Fibonacci retracement tool. And for the target I'm actually adding minus levels to the retracement tool. So I'm not using Fibonacci extension. Mostly not, or never actually. I'm using Fibonacci retracement. So this F, and I basically drag it from bottom to top or top to bottom. And I'm adding minus levels for targets so that when I drag it from bottom to top, I'm looking for basic retracements. As price falls further, it will retrace deeper. And then the targets, the minus levels give targets actually with the trend above the swings. All right. First pound yen was very, very choppy morning on the pound yen. Look at this. Up, up, then down. Now finally getting like some bigger direction here. And ultimately also kind of like consolidation zone, not able to, broke below the 20 MA, not able to break above it. Now we're tracing deeper. And yeah, it's not, I was still looking for, if anything, upside actually from a 4-hour perspective, but I never got the confirmation of a breakout. So avoided trading this long because price didn't make it above this resistance trend line. That's what I was waiting for, really. Could still happen. Depends a little bit on the price reaction to the weekly pivot point and this bottom here at 139. If it breaks through that, it could fall down to S1 and the 144 EMA. But with the trend setup, what I'm really looking for is the bullish breakout. So that's the main thing I'm looking for and waiting for from a swing perspective. This downside is a counter trend. So yeah, that's not something that I am looking for that much. So that's the main thing. The main target for upside could be 142. It depends a little bit on the breakout, but if it breaks with some good volatility above 140.70 here, then that target, because if I use Fibonacci sequence levels for the target, that could be all the way up at 148. That could be a huge swing trade if it gets that far, of course. So, and I would be probably using some trail stop loss as well because that's a very, very big target. But that's because pound yen has moved that much up that's the next target usually if there is a breakout based on Fibonacci sequence levels, or also known as the Wiz tool that Elite Currency uses. So that's if we get that upside break. It might easily not happen, and price might retrace instead deeper. Euro yen could be at a bouncing spot too. All of these could be making kind of ABC corrections here and are retesting weekly support points, and that could happen with the euro yen too, as it retests this level. Same thing for potentially the euro dollar. And let's see also maybe potentially the dollar yen. So could be a bouncing spot. Ultimately, euro yen, same like the pound yen from a 4-hour perspective, just waiting for a breakout to the upside. That would be with the trend. But the euro yen would need to break above 121.50 to confirm the breakout. So far, price is pretty far from that, but that would be the breakout I'm looking for with the trend. If it breaks through weekly pivot, same like the pound yen, really. If it breaks through the pivot and support, there is a 120 level though to reckon with. Ultimately, if it breaks, pull back and could make it further down to the 144 EMA like that. If there is a bigger retracement. Euro pound going sideways, dollar Swissy recovering slowly but surely, but quite slow. Not that interesting for me. Dollar CAD. Let me renew this template. Is something that Ali wanted to take a look at. Let's see. I like the long idea indeed. Putting a fib from here to here. 88.6 fib bounce. Looks good to me. And looks like ABC down, up ABC. So still bullish, deep fib, but still bullish, even if it's just a rebound. 88.6 fib could just a rebound to 132.50, for instance, or 133.25, or even 134.80. But it's so, the risk is quite small. 88.6 fib is very, very deep. So it is testing a bottom, and the bottom could provide support, and price might use that for a rally from that 88.6 fib, even if it's a dead cat bounce rally, let's say, and only moves up 100 pips or so. Although I think it could move more. So I still like that idea. And I think 132 is good target. I think it could go even, 132.50. And yeah, I just generally still like the trade. I think it's 130.50 is the support zone, and it bounced there. Of course, today's daily candle would be important. If today's daily candle closes below 130.50, that might not look that good anymore. And I think you mean a other stop loss, Ali, than 130.59 probably. There's probably a typo there. But if it closes below 130.50 on the daily chart, daily candle close below that would not be good, I think. Then it might be better to, in my view, exit that. If it stays above, if today's daily candle is a pin bar, that would be nice. And that's a fair chance that there's a confirmation of a potential bounce. So it's really testing one's nerves, really testing one's patience as it goes, as it does, as it doesn't bounce at the 78, but all the way at the 88. That's tough. But for the moment, still okay, as long as today's daily candle close is not below that 130.56 at least. The higher the close today, the better, because then the pin bar is looking stronger. And the target could be anything, as you said, 131, 132, 133.50, 133.25, 134.80. All of those are options. So I'm not sure where your stop loss is. Target, yeah, 130, 132, 132.50, 133.25, 134.80. All of those are okay. Really depends on how aggressive you want to be. I think 132.50 is a fair balance. But if you want to grab profits sooner, 132 is also okay. Not sure where your stop loss is once again, because you're mentioning 130.59. That probably, if you mention that, then maybe you're out of that trade. Yeah. That's a pity. Yes. Unfortunately, in that case, it didn't bounce at the 78. That's tough. That is tough indeed, because it probably just went a few pips below your level. Entry should be higher, I guess, than your stop loss, though. So there's some typo there. If you're long, there's something doesn't add up there. But that's tough, indeed. It's. I mean, it was. I understand putting the below 78. Below putting it below 88 would have maybe saved it. So that is a tough one. All right. Let's take a look at New Zealand dollar. Looks more like a reversal. Yeah, that's possible too. If stop loss could be 4 pips above entry, as Enas says. Didn't think about that. Good point. That's good then. At least no loss. New Zealand, I don't know. I'm leaning towards bearishness because of this top and ABC. But it's at this moment not yeah. It's actually bouncing at the 144 EMA. It could also be ABC finished already here. I am not a big fan. I would still wait for today's daily candle. Same thing for the Aussie, in my view. Both, I think, will rather wait for one more daily candle, because if this daily candle is that bearish, then that could solidify the retracement or the reversal, at least on the Aussie, and retracement into the 50 fib at 68.50, stop loss above 68.82, target at around 67.50. I think could make sense as a reversal trade if today's daily candle is bearish. That is. That's my 2 cents on the Aussie, at least. Kiwi maybe 2. Depends a little bit on the AUD New Zealand. Let's take a look later. Euro AUD, if anything, still more bullish breakout possible, but let's see. Actually, confirms a potential breakout. Right now, but the weekly pivot point is close by. It is higher highs and higher lows. So overall, it's looking bearish with this break, right? And also some type of rising wedge. That said, could it go back to maybe a head and shoulders level like this first before moving lower? Yes. So I think this could still be a retracement for one more push up, but overall structure, certainly be careful of the euro odd as it crawls up like this and breaks. It could indicate a bigger fall too. So I will keep an eye on this hourly chart. And if I see price, let's see. If I see it bouncing probably in this zone, let me put a fib from here to here. If I see it bouncing at the 61.8 fib, then, or 50, that could still be a good spot for upside up to this minus 61.8 target at 163.70. So let's see if this gets the bounce there. That could still be interesting, but I wouldn't want to aim for more because of the larger reversal patterns at play. Euro New Zealand, I'm not interested in that, except maybe downside actually. Opposite of Euro odd, I know. But if it breaks through this, could be a bigger fall. So that's on my watch list. It would need a candle close because on the daily chart, we had a triple top and a false break of the triple top and then falling. So if it does move lower, move back to 143 more likely. And that daily movement could happen if price breaks through 173.30-ish, I think, 173.40, somewhere in here, below the S1. So looking for 4-hour candles to close below that. Stop loss would go above the 144 Hime at 174.50-ish. Pound odd, waiting for a candle to close above this quadruple top. Confusing the words. Quadruple top, I guess. I don't say it too often, that word. That's for upside, not for downside, though, for the moment. So waiting for that break still, and would trade that. Pound is doing nothing other than that. To me, Dow Jones is looking bullish, but I'm looking for price to finish a triangle somewhere at 26,262 at the 61.8 fib. This could be wave A, B, C, D, E, somewhere around here. 50, 61, 78.6 fib could finish the wave E and up for an uptrend and one more higher high on that Dow Jones. That Bitcoin is breaking through the 61.8 fib and is typical for Bitcoin that it retraces deep. So 78.6 fib could be the next target, but also the next bouncing spot at 6,000 approximately, or it depends if we put the fib from the entire swing high, swing low, which might be better at this moment, than the 78.6 fib. Oh, then we're actually at the 61.8 fib at the moment. That could still be a bouncing spot, but if it breaks through that, 78.6 fib on the radar there. So could still be a bouncing spot here, but be careful with this, with the basically Bitcoin going always deep with the retracements. So I still have position long-term holds from Bitcoin, but I would probably rather wait for either a move down to the 78 or break of this trend line for, let's say, swing setups to the upside. Ethereum, it's in a downtrend already, and Ripple stays the same. Excuse me, folks. What else is going on? Oh yeah, on New Zealand. On New Zealand, starting to flip bearish, although price is right at that support. So looks like double bottom, but could break. DAX, that looks bullish to me. More than Dow Jones. Breaking above these fractals that are sailing above the 21 EMA. Very good momentum. Looks like there's more space if I put a fib from here to here at least. Yeah, I think that this looks good for upside for the moment. Bull flag. If there's a good 1 hour candle that could close maybe above this and the R1, that would be great. I think there could be a continuation today or tomorrow. I'm expecting price to stay above 1280, 12,800 a year. It might retrace a little bit deeper or break immediately, but for the moment, bullish. It could make sense here, I think, with a stop loss below these tops, below 12,778, or a retracement and bounce around 12,825, for instance, could also make sense. So to me, looking bullish, this one. What else? All right, quick recap. So your dollar tomorrow morning bounce. Did we get a bounce here? What was today's daily candle? If there's a break above 111.50, I think I said that looks bullish. If it breaks through 111, deeper retracement. Pounds 129.85, 128.30, important for breakouts. With the trend is up. Dollar yen still looks bullish to me. Still holding on to that. Pound yen waiting for bullish breakout. Otherwise, break below 139 could be retracement territory. Same for the euro yen. Waiting for a breakout above 121.60 would be with the trend. Dollar CAD looks ready for a reversal if it stays above 130.57. New Zealand and Australian dollar, I would want to see today's daily candle. If it's bearish, that could be bigger retracement. Euro AUD looks like it could pull back and make one more higher high within this uptrend. Euro New Zealand, if anything, then only the bearish break. Pound AUD, at least I don't know if the price will do that, but this is what I'm interested in at least. Pound AUD, I'm interested in the bullish break above these tops here, 189. Stop loss, I would go 187.75. And I guess that's it for the moment. I can just take a quick look at the New Zealand CAD. And yeah, that. Nah. Sorry, I'm confused with OddCAD, I think. No, that was not the one either. Now I don't know which one I was looking at. Adri is asking, how should I initiate long-term trading regards with BTC having? I think that uptrend. Let me take a look. All right. I would still think that there's a fair chance of an uptrend this year when looking at time patterns. This is candle number 4. I would like to see a continuation next month, actually. I mean, if it doesn't do that this year, then that means that on the monthly chart, this spike up finished because we didn't get a higher high on that. Now, from a technical perspective and pattern perspective, that would usually mean some consolidation. So I would like to see Bitcoin move up this year still. If it doesn't, then I'm a little bit concerned that there might be a bigger consolidation before, and I'm talking about maybe a pretty decent part of 2020 before finally the uptrend could continue. Maybe some triangle pattern first here, like this. Of course, we're looking at a very high time frame, so I don't know. I'm just speculating. Of course, this is like something like that. I cannot draw it too well somehow. Hang on. I think you get the picture though, some triangle pattern like that. And then it should usually break to the upside because there's still strong momentum here. Moving averages are aligned. I personally think that a bounce at the 78 or 61 are good spots for long-term longs. I mean, these are good discounts. I would not expect them to go deeper than the 78 personally. Of course, you never know. But I mean, that would usually be a bouncing spot with it. Maybe a head and shoulders here level as well. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Should be levels where prices, at least if it's a triangle, at least is used for that triangle. Else, that's where the uptrend could start, in my view. So I would only be worried if it goes into a triangle. I mean, ultimately, I still think that's bullish too, but it might take quite long. That's the only thing. If the triangle breaks to the downside, that would be worrying for long-term bulls, though. If this triangle breaks to the downside, because then it could start looking like a descending wedge. That would not be too good for the upside. And well, that we'll talk about that half a year from now, I guess, if that happens. That's it, I guess. Thanks for hanging in there. My 2 cents for the moment. Wish you all great trading, and I'm going to be back next week, Thursday, same time, same place. And above all, great days ahead as well. All right? Okay. Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.